and not in the moral sense, but in this world, in hierarchies, right? Because this world's corrupt, right? And it's hard. It's like, why is that even valuable at that point? Because it doesn't pushes this, because, and that's how you know this world's corrupt, right? And also it kind of proves that we have these instincts and we have this morality in us, that it kind of causes us to question and causes us to even have, and dare I say, faith in the things that we reason with, right? And back up with. And I was discussing this with my mom over the phone when I was walking in the beach. But that's what Nietzsche was discussing, right? And what I love about this one, and now I can actually pull up the stickers apart and actually talk about what I wrote here. He says, act sometimes on second thoughts and sometimes on first impulses. So man's life is a warfare against malice of men. So what I love about the malice of men is pretty much the nature of men, where when something happens immediately, right? I don't know, car breaks down, or you got bad news, someone died, or just something horrible, just instantly out of nowhere, you're in the circumstance. You can either jump on the gun on the first impulse that comes to you, whatever emotional it is, or whatever unlogical it is. He's basically saying, do not lean on that, lean on the second one. You know, the second one where it's rational, the second one where it's logical, where it will be better for you, right? And then he says here, which I love, where he says, I can't even say this word, but is Sadducee, I think Sadducee fights. It's basically Sagacity, and I believe it means wisdom, right? So basically, I'm just gonna say wisdom, right? Wisdom fights with strategic changes of intention. It never does what it threatens. It aims only escaping notice. It aims in the air with, and let me just move this really quickly, with strikes home unexpected direction. So what I can get from it is basically is accepting that that we have, sorry, someone's watching me, so I don't know if I can actually sit here. I don't think I can. Someone's actually watching me, so I'm going to move. So what he's saying here when he's talking about the threatens, and I was like, what does he mean by that? Like, what does he mean by this thing threatening? It doesn't threaten, it doesn't do this, right? So what I'm getting is, it doesn't force, it doesn't force this. It shouldn't come into forcing, it should come into leaning into understanding, leaning into this wisdom, and also following into this better half, right? Into this better approach. And it's hard, but that's why it requires a lot of wisdom. It requires a lot of growth, You're not going to get it the first time. I mean, for me, it was definitely, I didn't get it until, I think, honestly, I'm still not getting it, Sometimes I do jump on my first impulses, and I feel really terrible, But now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to understand, yeah, I can't do that anymore, I got to get better at it. And then what I love about what